Although the female protagonist was born in darkness, he is the guide of darkness Passerby, Princess Moon. The male lead is King Li Hui. The female protagonist, like the Fairy of Light, needs to be awakened by others, but the difference is that the female protagonist has her own personality and will not infect others with it as she is awakened. And both the awakened and awakened individuals can use each other's spells. Dismantle Prince Mo Shui. Keywords of the novel. Luoli's belonging to the Dark Knight without a pop-up window. Luoli's belonging to the Dark Knight TXT Complete Collection download. Luoli's belonging to the Dark Knight latest chapter reading. Chapter 1. Opportunities. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1 Opportunities. In the dazzling starry fortress, there was a young girl with peach blossom eyes slightly raised, carrying a silent charm, and a tear mole in the corner of her left eye added a touch of charm to her. A head of jet black long hair with a faint purple casually draped over the girl's shoulders. Suddenly, a person with red hair smiled and looked at the girl in front of her, silently nodding and extending his finger. Just as she was about to make a contract, the girl suddenly opened her eyes and said, Luoli's magic, moonlight shining, stars and moon shining together, wings. She opened her wings and flew out of the star fortress. The person behind me was so angry that they couldn't leave due to the formation. The person with red hair was sealed here and only a contract was allowed to leave. They gritted their teeth and said, I will definitely make a contract with you to leave this place. The girl flew towards the forest, but fainted in an extremely dark corner due to lack of strength. Suddenly, a person with gray hair noticed and felt the young girl here, because their magic originated from the Dark Knight. The young man said, this seems to be a variable of the earth. Luoli's magical black hole. I really want to know what this variable is. As the black hole appeared, the young man hugged the young girl and walked through the black hole, then appeared at the residence of the spirit princess. The flowers there enveloped everything. That is the most beautiful place in Wonderland and also the least desirable place to come. Because Princess Ling is in charge of the balance between life and spirit in all things. If there were no matters related to life, she would not have thought of seeking him. Suddenly, there was a gentle voice, King Li Hui, what do you need me for? I want you to help me take a look at this fairy, then please come in. As Li Hui entered, Hua automatically gave way to a path, making it unobstructed. As the pink curtain was lifted, I also saw the delicate face of Princess Ling. My face is full of tenderness. You give her to me. Li Hui said nothing and handed the girl over to Princess Ling. Princess Ling glanced and knew that she was the moon princess in the fairyland. Then he said, this is the fairyland moon princess. She is only sleeping now and needs someone to wake her up. Li Hui said thank you and then turned around to leave. Returning to the Dark Universe castle, the castle was gray, black, and purple, very dreamy. She naturally placed Princess Moon on the chair and crossed her fingers with her. In just a few seconds, Princess Moon and Li Hui were both floating in the air. Beside Princess Moon, there seemed to be a shining star with a moon on top. I, Li Hui, am willing to enter into a contract with Princess Yu and Moon Fanqing to form a contract with Luoli. As Li Hui's words came to an end, they returned to their original place. At this point, the Moon Princess no longer ended with Li Hui's words, and they returned to their original place, and the Moon Princess was no longer dressed as before. In addition to purple, there is also a little gray, which is more advanced and atmospheric. You can brainstorm for yourself. Immediately, Princess Moon and the Starry Moon opened their eyes. I saw Prince Li Hui beside me. He asked, who are you? I am your master, the Imperial Prince Li Hui. Master. Do you deserve it? I am the Moon Princess, the Moon Star, and I cannot call anyone my master unless you are stronger than me. Immediately, the Moon Princess swung her sword towards Li Hui. Li Hui didn't seem to have anticipated that Princess Yu would be so fierce. Before she could react, she was stabbed. But it's almost too late to react. So Li Hui said, Ye Luoli magic black hole. Princess, you didn't expect this person to be able to use the power of a black hole and almost be sucked into it. End of this chapter. Chapter 2. Untitled chapters. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2 Untitled chapters. Ye Luoli's magic, moonlight shining, stars and moon reflecting each other. The moonlight shines on the black hole. It's strange that black holes are slowly disappearing. Li Hui's curiosity became even stronger. Ye Luoli's magic, moonlight shining, interplay of stars and moon. Fusion. Ye Luoli's magic, dark night falls, invisible, endless night, devouring. As their voices echoed simultaneously. Princess Moon is hidden in the darkness. And a more powerful circle is enveloping everything. Suddenly, the circle still absorbs things from within. The Moonlight Clan had to reveal their true selves due to their powerful magic. The second after Princess Yu revealed her true identity, his hands and feet were entangled by a black hole. Ye Luoli's magic, moonlight shining, interplay between stars and moon. Moonlight shining towards the black hole. This time, it is unknown whether Li Hui's vigilance has increased or the magic of the Moon Princess has weakened. Surprisingly, she did not break free from the constraints of the black hole for a while. Princess Moon's current strength is half of her heyday. Li Hui did not use all her strength. Princess Moon, am I not worthy of being your master now? I have proven my strength, said Li Hui, taking a deep look at Princess Moon. You are very powerful, I admit. But that's not the only criterion for me to judge whether I can be my master. Oh, besides being powerful, what else is there? You will know later. As the words fell, Princess Yu extended her fingers and intertwined them with Li Hui. Ye Luoli's magic, my Princess Yu, is full of stars. I am willing to enter into a contract with the King Li Hui to sign a Ye Luoli contract. The vast starlight once again envelopes them, and upon closer inspection, they are even more beautiful than before. Both sides can use each other's power. Prince Li Hui, you are indeed very powerful and suitable to be my master. Compared to a aimless slumber, I still want more freedom. I don't know if it's talking to myself or something, Princess Yu just whispered. But King Li Hui heard her and just looked at her without speaking. What is the name of this castle mansion? Dark Castle. Where do I live? Anywhere is fine. Listening to Li Hui's answer, Princess Yu walked around the Dark Universe castle without hesitation. Then, he decorated the room he had been looking for. More simple, grand, and precious. Looking at the renovated room, I feel satisfied and want to go out and have some fun. She followed her feelings and arrived at a forest. I saw Prince Jin Li Tong and Fire Lord Huo Liao Yi fighting fiercely, killing countless creatures. Flowers, plants, and trees were deeply scratched by the flames and swords. When Princess Yu saw this scene, she remembered her former master. For no reason, he shouted loudly, "How can you do this? If you want to fight, go to a place where there are no living beings. Why fight here and slaughter living beings?" The former owner of Princess Moon was very kind and would not slaughter any living beings at will. The two of them had obviously been mentally stimulated by the fight and could no longer hear what Princess Yu was saying. It doesn't matter if you hear it clearly, they will continue anyway. Princess Yu saw such a scene and felt helpless. Immediately, a small ball was summoned and said, "Hurry up and help me." Then a person appeared on the small ball, who was our great enemy, Prince Li Hui. Both Li Hui and Princess Yu have such a small ball in the contract for easy communication. Which one are you dealing with? I know now, you have to deal with Prince Jin Li Tong. Come on. Immediately, he rushed to the face of Fire Lord Huo Liaoye. Ye Luoli's magic. Moonlight shines, stars and moon blend, merging. Immediately, Princess Moon. End of this chapter. Chapter 3. First encounter of the White Radiant Pang Zun. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 4. Rhinoceros Selection. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Rhinoceros Selection. After hearing these words, Princess Yu immediately had a plan in her heart. He wandered around the fairyland and then returned to the Dark Universe City. He immediately went to Li Hui's room. Li Hui, are you going to participate in the Rhinoceros Selection? Go ahead. Are you planning to take me with you? Well, I don't plan on it. Okay, you're not going to take it with you, It's really great. Upon hearing these words, Yu Fanqing stomped her feet and turned away, thinking to herself, if you don't take me, I can't possibly not go. I want to sneak in by myself. Anyway, I have to take notice of this excitement. Li Hui couldn't help but laugh when she saw his action, but just joking with him, how could she really not take him? He has this personality, he can be idle all day without watching the excitement. On the eve of the Rhinoceros Selection. Yi Luoli's magic, moonlight shining on the interplay of stars and moon. Transforming form. After speaking, the moonlight pearl turned into a gemstone and immediately flew onto the clothes that Li Hui often wears. Quickly, Li Hui resolved all the clutter and brought familiar spiritual fluctuations. He put on the clothes with spiritual fluctuations and flew to the Lingxi Pavilion. When Li Hui arrived, the selection process for Lingxi Pavilion officially began. All of you are great fairies in the fairyland. It is my honor to come to Lingxi Pavilion today to run for the position of Lord. Yan Ju bowed to the fairy sitting there. According to the selection of the previous pavilion master, I was fortunate enough to become the MC of this Lingxi Pavilion. Therefore, for these 8 pavilion masters, I am not polite. As Yan Ju drank a cup of Lingxi tea, one of the 8 hanging paintings on the walls of Lingxi Pavilion showed Yan Ju's appearance. Next, the fairies can use various methods. After drinking this Lingxi tea, they will become the Lord of Lingxi Pavilion. Now. Start. Yan Ju cast a spell and 7 cups of tea appeared in the air. All the fairies are competing to be the first, afraid that others will take the lead. A black-robed fairy in the corner shook her head and said, why be so impatient? Yi Luoli's magic, time prohibits. The fairy cast a spell, and at this moment, time froze. At this moment, sorry, this is just a moment for you, said the fairy as she flew into the air and took a cup of tea. This forbidden cup of tea belongs to the god of time. The fairy snapped her finger and time returned. When everyone reacted, they found that the Lingxi tea was missing 1 cup. Looking at the corner, the fairy dressed in a black robe took off her black robe and revealed her true face. She drank this cup of tea calmly. It seems that our god of time used a small spell. Yan Ju smiled after finishing his tea. She's appearance appeared in one of the 8 paintings on the wall of the Lingxi Pavilion, where the MC gave way. The rest of the people were discussing, saying that she cheated, while she only smiled lightly when facing the argument. If everyone is not satisfied with the result, I can go back in time and start over after the cabinet owner has finished selecting. Upon hearing She's words, the rest of the people stopped to argue. Forget it, the result will still be the same. The people below were discussing it one after another. This Lingxi Pavilion doesn't need 8 masters at all. Just 1 Thunderbolt Lord, Pang Zun, is enough. Pang Zun descended from the sky, accompanied by the light fairy by Guangying. When I came down, I didn't forget to give thunder and lightning to those fairies who were competing for Lingxi tea. Hello Pang Zun. We are here to be elected as the cabinet leader, not to die. Forget it, let's go. I don't want to fight these big fairies, said some unknown people as they left Yi Luoli's magic. Ice shield. This ice, my electricity can't penetrate. Damn it. The purest ice without impurities is insulated and can block your current. Your current is probably ineffective for both of us siblings. If you see my electricity destroying this Lingxi Pavilion, you'll know if it's working. Yi Luoli's magic. Lightning and thunder. Yi Luoli's magic. The spirit born, the heart of the soul. Rainbow ribbon. What? Who? Seized my electricity. Princess Ling placed her hand on her chest and slowly landed in the rainbow ribbon. Stop it. Where is the Lingxi pavilion? Today is a selection day, but there's no need to hurt anyone. Pang Zun, you're a newcomer who has become stronger. Perhaps you don't have enough respect for historical heritage, but Lingxi Pavilion has never been desecrated since its existence. Isn't everyone wanting to join Lingxi Pavilion just to protect it? This competition, just click on it, there's no need to take it seriously. Whoever is elected will do their best to maintain balance. Upon hearing these words, the Ice Princess withdrew the ice from her hand and said, "Since the Mother of Life has come forward, I am willing to retract the spell. What protection does not protect? I just want to prove my powerful Mother of Life. Life in the world has become so cheap in pollution and war that no one respects it." Pang Zun still insisted on not letting go. Luoli's magic. The spirit born, the heart of the soul, the rainbow ribbon. My anger has been sucked away. Pang Zun looked at his withered hand in front of him. Do you think I'll be afraid? Luoli's magic. 500,000 volts. Thunderbolt transmission. As long as you have the initiative to attack, you can't continue, can you? Luoli's magic. Light energy conversion. Ah. Princess Ling was shocked all over by the electricity. Guangying, give me strength. Pang Zun shouted for a long time, but Bai Guangying didn't respond. Looking back, he found that Bai Guangying had fainted and fallen asleep on the sofa. This angry emotion doesn't have sweet candies. Let's share the candy of love together, said the fairy in red. Hee, then I'm not polite, he said, taking a cup of Lingxi tea and drinking it. Princess Qing. What happened to Guangying? After speaking, she pulled down Princess Qing's red robe. Oh, how could you be so impolite? He's not being polite anymore, said Princess Qing, feeling aggrieved and stomping her feet. Princess Qing appears on the mural of Lingxi Pavilion. Princess Ling also drank Lingxi tea and became the owner of Lingxi Pavilion, adding me, there are exactly 8 great fairies left. Alright, all the great fairies will give me a face, and after drinking tea, I will be the lord of the Lingxi Pavilion, Yan Zhu said after counting the number of people. So lively, don't even call me to drink tea. Fire Lord appeared, and when he appeared, Lingxi Pavilion began to burst into flames. Then, the fire ignited and looked at it. End of this chapter. Chapter 5. Rhinoceros Selection 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5 Rhinoceros Selection 2. How could I miss such a grand event? Fire Spirit Lord Hu Liaoyi. I heard that the reason for re-selecting the Lord of Lingxi Pavilion is because the power of nature is weakened. Why don't you look at my power? Blazing fire, said Yan Zhu. Before I could wait, flames started to express my unhappiness. Luoli's magical flame burned. The fairies were all affected and immediately flew into the sky. But Bai Guangying was in a coma and had to be carried by Pang Zun to fly into the sky, saying, hey, this is very easy to accidentally injure. Pang Zun asked Li Hui, aren't you hiding? Luoli's magic absorption. However, during the absorption, a spark still ignited. Burning up to Princess Moon. Princess Moon. Fire is raging. If it weren't for me sneaking here now, I would really want to fight you. Do you think I am qualified to join the Lingxi Pavilion? Huo Ling suggested, opening his arm and asking. You have a great battle with the Golden Prince, and the flames and sharp blades have caused such deep damage to the fairyland. The Golden Prince is also in a frenzy at this moment, and his whereabouts are unknown. You have become accustomed to fighting, and your virtue is not worthy of your position. The Golden Prince and the Fire Lord often fight alone. The Moon Princess realized that this was not what Yan Zhu said. Since you also know that I have already had a big battle with the prince, you also know that the title of the strongest war god in the fairyland belongs to me. Immediately, the Fire Lord looked at the nearest cup of tea and said, this cup of tea is mine. I don't agree with your qualifications. A blue fairy power suddenly emerged from the tea cup. Prince of Water, I'm afraid it's not your turn to drink this cup of tea yet, Fire Thorns. It will destroy the cup and seize the spot. Who is it? The Water Prince is one step faster. A figure suddenly appeared in the painting. The Fire Lord has failed. Prince Shui, since you hesitated to stay at Lingxi Pavilion just now, why not give me the position of Lingxi? Luoli's magic, water droplets condensed and pure, water exquisite, water curtain, extinguishes flames. Soon, the flames were extinguished by the water. The position of Lingxi is not meant for someone like you who is not worthy of your position. Everyone in Lingxi Pavilion stood on the floor. No longer floating in the air, a sound can be heard, 2 flames can be extinguished, and water can also fall asleep. Can we create a beautiful dream or a nightmare for you? Fly to the side of the blazing fire. Isn't there still 2 cups of tea left? Immediately, Huliao Yi ran to Li Hui's face. Luoli's magic fire thorns. Why are you here, Dream Princess? Suddenly, the Moon Princess transformed into her true form. I miss you so much. It's all my former master's fault. I haven't seen you for a long time. Princess Dream and Princess Moon are close friends. Moon baby, why are you here? I sneaked in and wanted to join the fun, but I didn't expect to meet you here, just your temperament. So I love you the most, he said, glancing at the Fire Lord standing next to Dream Art. Fire Lord, don't you really like our Dream Art? If you don't help him solve his physical problems, why are you still participating in the selection of Lingxi Pavilion like this? Speaking of Sister Meng, why are you also participating in the selection of Lingxi Pavilion here? I remember you wanted to become the owner of Lingxi Pavilion, didn't you? Me, if I have nothing to do, I want to join in the fun. And Huliaoye wants to become the owner of the Lingxi Pavilion, so I'll just become one by the way. It seems like there are only 2 cups on site. Cheer up, I'll cheer you on. Li Hui, you also need to work hard. Turning his head to Li Hui on the side, Li Hui just shook her head. I thought to myself, this girl can really dig a hole. End of this chapter. Chapter 6. Lingxi Selection 3. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 7. Retrieve the Moon Princess. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The source has no content or has errors. Chapter 8. To the Human World. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 8. To the Human World. My dear master, you said you were divining what the future would be like. Did Mandora win or Sinling win? In the future, the world will be destroyed. The world is destroyed. So if you say the world is destroyed, will I disappear? I don't know. If I disappear from my master, what should you do? It seems to have some implications. As I took a look at the Lord of the Dark Universe, how about we go to the human world to see our souls and those group of Yellow Lei warriors? Okay, Luoli's magic. Rhinoceros in Rhinoceros, the door of Rhinoceros, open, ah. But Xinling knows us all, why don't we change our appearance? Okay, Luoli's magic, moonlight shining on the interplay of stars and moon, transformation. Immediately, I saw a young man dressed in a white long dress, black hair, and the mole in his eyes no longer existed. Next to him was a boy wearing black pants and clothes. Li Hui, do you think I look good? You look the most beautiful. Hehe, you too. I would like to see what Xian Ling and her Luoli warriors want to do. Why don't we live in the human world for a while first? Little rascal, okay, underscored, where did I get naughty? This is clearly curiosity. Luoli's magic, black hole. The black hole is full of money. Li Hui has been to the human world before, he saved it himself. Where did you get the money? Guess what? I'm almost assimilated by Princess Yu now. Li Hui, tell me please. Princess Yu blinked her big eyes. Oh, I really can't do anything about you. Of course, I've been here before and earned it myself. Otherwise, you would think I stole it. Let's go buy a house then. After one day, the house has finally been bought and it took me a whole day. I'm so tired that I don't care anymore. I need to take a nap first. There's nothing wrong with it. Sleeping is important for me. Who makes you so picky when buying a house? Sometimes the lighting is not good, sometimes it's not good, so forget it. You go to bed first. Humph, you despise me. Princess, you heard Li Hui's words. Okay, there isn't any, hurry up and go to sleep. Well, in no time, Princess Yu was already sleeping on her pillow. The next day will arrive soon. Princess Yu rubbed her eyes and let out a long sigh. Alas, it's another new day, today is another day of hard work. Then he left the door and arrived at Li Hui's room. Li Hui, I want to go see those Luoli warriors, so let's go to school. Okay, do you know where they are? Oh, of course I know, they're at elite high school. Okay, then we'll have class tomorrow. I knew you were the best to me, Li Hui. He walked away with a smile on his face. It's time to report soon. Suddenly, there was a loud noise in the classroom. Everyone, be quiet, and the classroom quieted down. Today, 2 new students have transferred to our class. Welcome everyone. Hello everyone, my name is Yu Hua. The person behind me is Yu Xing, the name of the female and male protagonists in the human world. Please take good care of me. Since they are 2 classmates, then you can be desk mates. Good teacher, are they siblings? Brother is so handsome, sister you are so beautiful. I didn't expect there to be truly beautiful people in the world. I really want to become friends with them. I found out I can. Hee hee. What's wrong with them? Princess Yu said. End of this chapter. Chapter 9. Teacher's Procrastination. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 9. Teacher's Procrastination. I don't know, come on, class, a day passes quickly. I'm so tired of going to school. I don't feel like going to school anymore, said Princess Yu weakly. Hold on, who made you say you want to attend class? Li Hui shook her head and said. Alas, why is my life so hard? Princess Yu sighed, as if she had accepted her fate. After finishing my homework, I went to sleep. Another brand new day. Li Hui, wake up quickly. It's time to go to school. Li Hui predicted last night what the future would be like, feeling very tired, and then went to sleep. Brushing teeth, washing face, having breakfast, and then arriving at school. But today is different from the past. Li Hui, it's so cold. No, I'm a fairy. How could I feel cold? Yes, I also feel it. After speaking, he gave his coat to Princess Yu. Li Hui, I don't need you to put it on me. After speaking, he politely declined the hand that had draped his coat over him. Well behaved, I'm not cold, you can put it on. Okay, but you're cold, you need to tell me. Let's go take a look. Look at what those Luoli warriors are doing. Okay, in no time, they were found. I found out that they had used magic to change into a set of clothes. This is the human world. It's summer again now, and it's still in school. It's so blatant. What did Xi and Ling choose? So reckless. After watching for a while, there's nothing to look at. So I left. Isn't it summer now, Li Hui? How could it snow? Ice Princess, what is Ice Princess doing in the human world? She even brought down ice and snow. I don't know. As they spoke, they got closer and closer to the soldiers of Yelulai. I feel like it must be related to them. I remember a human who seemed to have been punished by time. And Luoli and her doll went to the ice crystal river and begged the Ice Princess. But how could humans have the spell of the Time Princess? I don't know, let's go with the flow. After speaking, I saw the soldiers of Luoli and found that they were not panicked at all. Surprisingly, they are still having snowball fights and snowmen there. How do I feel that they are so unreliable? Shouldn't they have thought that Ice Princess came to find them? How could they still be so happy? Glancing at Luoli again, they cast a spell on the snowman to bring him back alive, but they were still puzzled. At first glance, it's an insult to me. How could it be so? Forget it, Li Hui, let's go. Ding-ling-ling ding-ling-ling. Classmates, it's time for class, please prepare before class. Okay, students are in class. Flip to page XX of the textbook and we will talk about new content today. The content is XXXX. I really don't want to attend classes. I'm a fairy, why do I have to come to the human world to attend classes? I also have to do homework. Alright, listen to the class. Don't complain, who made you want to see this ye Luoli warrior? Okay, sigh, dingling, dingling. Classmates, it's time for school to end. Teacher, thank you for your hard work. Classmates, after finishing this question in 2 more minutes, school will be over. Is it a perfect reproduction? Sigh, the whole class made a sound. Another drag. You dragged me to death, hurry up and finish speaking, don't complain. The teacher is still doing a good job for you. After finishing this question, school will be over, the teacher said angrily. Alright, classmates, this question is over. It's time for us to assign homework assignment. XXXX. Alright, students, let's finish school now. It has been half an hour since school ends now. End of this chapter. Chapter 10. The Fairy of Light. Pang Zun. You are listening at novel full.audio. The source has no content or has errors.